This is D&D. You guys can try anything.
Right.
Are you guys ready to kick it off?
Take it old school.
So I just want to
Yeah, we're ready to get this long rest in.
Without being
We
disturbed.
got 1 hour done.
So to remind you guys of where you were, we are in our forever home, also known as Wave Echo Cave. Who the big bad has left and has taken an obelisk shard with him. The henchmen have left, and we've been fighting the same floating skull for what seems to be a long time.
This stupid skull. I almost had it. Well, we almost had it in the forge thinger.
We almost did have it. Gundren and Nundro were severely burnt and saved by the party's very diligent efforts. When everybody would have came in, both Gundren and Nunbro, a little bit disheartened, would have suggested that they cut tail, run, and come back later. Does the party want to keep exploring Wave Echo Cave, or does the party want to head back to Phandalin?
Well, I thought Gundren and Nunbro, whatever. I thought they were trying to get that forge thing going. They give up?
They were trying to fix it after the magical bits had been taken out. But since starting to try to fix it, they've each been severely burnt with very, very deep wounds by a flame skull, and they've become a little disheartened.
Okay.
How bad are they looking? Are they looking like they can't really function, or could they still kind of maybe
they're
do
looking
some
like
kind of mental processing?
They're looking like they don't really want to face a flame skull again, so they will probably spend a good time just hiding in that room until you give them the all clear.
We just finished killing it again, right?
Let's say a little bit of time has passed, but for some reason I'm going to say not quite an hour.
About 30 minutes or so?
Let's say about 30 minutes have passed. You guys were trying to do a long rest.
Right.
I'm imagining that you would
kind of suggest maybe letting them get as much they can from the forge like now, and we just, like they said, just kind of come back later. We kind of recuperate, prepare. There we go. Prepare better now that we know something to expect in here.
There isn't much left in the forge itself left to pick off. Give me 1 sec.
Oh, so they pretty much finished doing what they need to do for that part right now. Yeah, we should just bail out. My suggestion.
Yeah, Echo's ready to go.
There's nothing wrong with a tactical retreat.
Tobin goes to the middle of the room and he says, "I agree." And he gives a big, prepares to give a huge, long-winded speech. He says, "So far, we've encountered giant snakes, zombies, flaming skulls, shapeshifters, spider people, spider elves, elves without the spider ass. We've lost our friend. These two are almost dead." And then before he can finish, Tobin just disappears. Wait, are you cool with this, DM?
Sorry, I wasn't listening. I'm assuming you're going to have to repeat. What's the plot?
I was gonna say, I was gonna go ahead and do what we talked about, if you're cool with it.
Yeah, go ahead. Do you have a token?
All right. I do. I have him up ready to go.
All right.
All right. So, in the middle of this long-winded bitch session about how he's ready to go and how he hates this place, he just disappears. Like, how do you remove him off the map? Just exit out? Did that do it? Nope, that didn't do it. There we go.
Yes.
And behind him, in the doorway to the left of our party, where's this guy at? Sorry, trying to find this. There's so many tokens on the board. Anybody see a extra guy around here? It's so big.
On the count of 3. 1,
Where?
2,
2.
3.
Bam. There we are. You see a
The
giant.
Playing something.
You see a giant Goliath, crouched in the doorway, holding a blowgun with what looks like carved rabbit's feet hanging off of it.
Oh
And
no!
then
Oh my god.
Roll initiative.
and he sets
No.
it down. And he says, "Got him. See you later, Tobin," in a big, goofy, kind of friendly voice. Says, "Hi guys," and waves to you as if like you didn't just disappear his friend 3 seconds ago.
Okay. Why
Yeah.
do they- I'm gonna
As
get
he
up and
walks
stand
in-
in front of the dwarves.
As he
The
lumbers into the
Yeah,
dwarves
I'm
look.
gonna say, Echo block that escape, and then I'm gonna like rush right here, right there.
he lumbers in. He's dragging a great axe, but he sets it down next to the door, so he's unarmed now. And he reaches into. He's wearing like leathers and furs, but very nicely stitched together. And also the furs look like they might be from like animals not from around here. Like some of the furs are blue, red. Like imagine if like you found like a very aristocratic mountain man like stitching together furs from a bunch of weird animals.
Nice. I'm thinking of like a berserker from like ancient Nordic times, Viking era.
You would, especially if you noticed all the tree motifs embedded into his axe or adorning his clothing.
Hell yeah! I'm digging it.
He pulls out a scraggly note, says, "Sorry, it's been a long trip, and didn't want to forget. My name is Frant. I am from the mountains north of here. Originally, I just got back from the Feywild, where by the way, I was told that Tobin needs to come home. His wife is pissed. He's been gone a long time. So she gave me this little blowgun here that she made especially for him. Just one little shot and poof, he's back home on his doorstep, where I assume he is currently getting whacked in the head with a rolling pin right now. I have also been sent by the powers that be of the Feywild and your good friend Pip to assist you. As they have noticed that through spying on Tobin, they have noticed a great bit of danger going on, and see that you might need an extra hand. And my visions have sent me here. I've been having I've been having visions of an abyss, that was broken into tinier, smaller abysses, like tiny stars or black holes being turned into smaller ones. I see a lot of individuals, both evil and great, trying to gather these up and make them whole. And the great tree shudders. It has shuddered multiple times whenever these individuals gather hold of one. So it looks like we'll be gathering. So it looks like we'll be journeying together. Hi! Hi!
You hear Gundren say, as long as his fucking head doesn't catch on fire, I think we'll be fine.
I'm like, I look
Okay,
around
so
like,
really quick, top of game, are you pick? I'm sorry, go ahead, I'll wait.
Yeah, I'm picking a different character.
Okay, you're playing a new character.
Yeah, I've been bored with
wanted
Tobin
to
for
make
like
sure.
so long. I thought,
All right, so
I thought after, I thought a break from Durst Manor, and I thought maybe like the new handbook would like kind of reinvigorate me, but no, it did nothing.
oh,
Poor Tobin.
right.
Yeah,
But you
He will be
still are
missed.
Tobin.
still love Tobin.
So I think with this whole thing, Grum is first gonna approach you very cautiously, but he's like, wait a minute now. You just appear out of nowhere and you disappear our companion and expect us to accept you as one of our own, and your words are to be taken at face value. And then Grum would look at Nix and then at Echo and at Sildar and then just be like, are we really just going to accept this so easily?
Well, I didn't appear out of nowhere. I appeared out of a branch of Yggdrasil. Well, first, a branch of Yggdrasil took me to the Feywild. Then, a branch of Yggdrasil took me back. Then, I went to Phandalin to seek out Tobin, where they told me that you guys went to a mountain. So I went up to the mountain and found a dead turtle. Then I came back down and they told me you guys went to this cave. So I came to this cave and then there was Tobin and I took my chance. He's a wily one. His wife told me, take no chances. Sneak up on him.
Right.
You don't know her. My fourth wife is his sister. Is his sister or is his sister's sister.
Grum would kind of look you up and down, and he would see the furs and the leathers and the stitchings. But you said you came from the Feywild. You said you're from there, or you just came from there?
Oh no, I was born here, but
Okay.
I spent
Then yeah, he would
good
notice
portion-
you. He would.
it's been like traveled there, then came back for this mission.
So he's gonna look you up and down, and he's gonna ask you, like, dead center eyes, what clan do you come from? Brampt.
I come from the sorry, I smoked a joint before this. My throat is parched. Well, let me check out what was the name I wrote. I come from the Griffin Rock clan. Hi, where was it? I had a map.
Grub,
Sorry,
you're
let me go to
welcome
my
to
notes
roll
here.
an insight or history check to see if you know anything about that potentially.
Yeah, I sure will.
From the
You said, huh?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're good.
We make our
History
home.
of insight. You said.
Yeah.
Yeah, just real quick.
You said history or insight.
Yep. Sorry, Frammy,
Frampton.
It's gonna take me. It's gonna take me at least a session to remember that.
Say we're back to the beginning with names.
I am horrible with names. Ask anybody who knows me.
I'm actually pretty good with them, so if y'all need any help, hit me up. You said you're from the what tribe or group? Shit.
The Griffin Rock tribe.
Griffin Rock. I rolled a 16 on that insight.
Okay, you might know something about them.
So originally from. Sorry, I had a map, but I'm looking at the wrong map. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong map. Originally from the sorry, Gray Peak Mountains. That is north of Phandalin, right? Yeah, the
Let's
Gray
say
Peak
yes.
Mountains. Sorry. Originally from the Gray Peak Mountains. Though I had a little incident when I was a child. You see, he pulls open he kind of undoes the center of his furs and shows his chest, and you see like what looks like a birthmark, but like in a kind of Celtic or Norse kind of tree motif, but definitely like a birthmark and not a tattoo.
Right.
He says, "When I was born with this, they told me I was to be the new leader. I was to one day inherit the leadership, the spiritual leadership of the clan, and and to be the what's the word? To be the guardian of the branch of Yggdrasil, the a tree that exists in every plane that connects to the great tree that connects everything. Though on my 12th name day, upon sitting under this tree for the ceremonial meditation in order for my first commune with it, I awoke to find myself on the branch. And it was the largest thing I'd ever seen. I had to be on a tree the size of the moon. And as I made my way to the end of the branch, I awoke in the Feywild. They're a family who you know, because Pip was the one who sent me the message from his wife. They raised me. I got there around the same time they did. And I spent the past 14 years there. What's your story?
Nundro comes up and he says, "I've got a birthmark too. You want to see it?"
Yes, show me. I love birthmarks.
He turns around and he starts unbuckling his trousers. And he drops about half trow and points to a mark on his butt and says, "It looks just like the barn I was born in."
Echo just covers her eyes.
She's seen it. Gundren hits him and drags him back and says, "Stop it. You're embarrassing us in front of the magic people."
My God, I can't take my eyes off of it. It's like staring into my own soul.
Oh, Lord.
I think Grum would notice it, but like keep his eyes on Frampt for now. And he would just speak so plainly finally. And he would just his shoulders would drop like half an inch as he breathes and relaxes a bit. And he just says, "Look here, Frampt, was it? From the Griffin Rock tribe in the Gray Peak Mountains."
That's me.
We could use some help. Well, I'm not gonna say we wouldn't appreciate it. But with that being said, it is a little suspicious, your manner of arrival. So I just want you to be aware, like I'm gonna keep an eye on you, but at the same time I welcome your assistance. And in time, if you prove your mettle, then who's to say what could happen in the future? And then when he says that, Grum extends his right arm, and you see how it's wrapped up in like old, dirty, like used bandages, like they haven't been removed for a while. But they're not necessarily bloody, they're just dirty and used.
See,
and he's like extending it for like that handshake that's like where you grip the forearms, you know.
that's what I was about to ask. Are you gripping it for a handshake or showing off? I grip it too, and I say, "My apologies. I wanted to get here sooner, but I felt a shudder in the great tree again, as if somebody found another one of the pieces of abyss. It rocked me to my bones, and I blacked out. When I finally got to the cave, I saw nothing but dead bodies and hurried as fast as I could."
Gundren says, "You ain't got one of those magic batteries on you, do you?"
Magic battery?
You know,
No.
that big black thing that you put in the hole. The magic batteries, they call it.
No.
Can I make a roll for that
To see if you have a big black magic battery?
to see if I even know what he's referring to? In character?
Make an insight check, sure.
Mm,
Oh, and because I've always wanted to do this,
Okay.
but I've never played a cleric. Oh, never mind. I don't have it. I got rid of it. Shit. I was gonna have guidance.
No.
Grum, he may or may not be talking about an obelisk shard.
Okay.
Yeah.
When he mentioned the big black batteries that you stick in the hole, I just look at him. I'm like, we don't have anything like what you're talking about. The closest black things we have are like, and then Grum just kind of motions to his axe and then to Nyx's staff. You know, Echo has her little chunk.
Right.
That's about it. We don't have nothing.
All of which have been tried before.
Right.
And Gundren shrugs and says, "I think it's time we get out of here until we find something that might work."
Fran, would you be willing to carry our fallen compatriot over there in the corner, pointing to Sildar's lifeless corpse?
Absolutely. And I go to pick him up. Should I roll an athletics check for that, or?
No, you have more than enough strength to carry a dead body.
All right. Oh, and I tell Grum, I'm like, "Oh, by the way, I have a message from someone. He said, thank you for letting me fight at your side." And then I stick my tongue out like a dog panting.
You hear? Nope, never mind.
He said he hopes he was a good boy.
He was the bestest boy. And then Grum goes to pat you on the head, but then stops himself, and then just kind of reluctantly pulls his hand back, and then just kind of looks at Echo and then Nyx, and then he just kind of walks back over this way, waiting to go.
He looks at I look at Echo and Nyx because it's only been like Gundren and Nunbro and Grum who have spoken. I'm like, "Hi, ladies." Very like
Echo.
amiably.
Echo will give him a nod, kind of a half curtsy. Very nice to meet you, Frampt. And if you can not kill us in the next until I wake up again, I will be more than happy to welcome you to the party.
Never kill you guys. For one thing, I was told not to.
Nunbro and Gundren
Aside.
exchange glances.
Wait, you were explicitly told not to kill us? By who?
Well, I wasn't told not to kill you guys, but I was told to keep you guys safe.
My question still stands.
Well, Pip, of course.
Okay.
And there's some people who work for Tobin's family. They kind of run some of the places in the Feywild. They asked me too. They're a little worried about what's happening here. I think they feel threatened. And I whispered as if like I'm afraid they might hear that.
Echo, Gundren comes up behind you and tries to get your attention and get you to lean in.
I will.
He says, Pip's a 7-year-old boy. The guy's batshit crazy.
I'm going to put my hand on his shoulder and whisper back, he's actually in his 30s now. I'll explain later.
Make a perception check, Echo.
Perception. Oh, starting off right.
You see Gundren lean over to Nundro and say something, but you can't quite hear it.
All good things, I'm going to assume.
You can roll an insight check.
Yes, please. Much better. 16.
Gundren might think you're a little crazy too.
Yeah, well, no. She's way too exhausted to care right now.
We're all a little mad here.
Okay, would the party like to take a long rest?
I think we should get out of here first.
Yeah. Well, my question is, if we take a long rest, are you going to make anything happen to us?
Let's see what the D20 says.
I'm sorry not to dog you, but that's a new player 101 right there.
I'm shocked and chagrined at the accusation.
How dare you insinuate?
It's not always bad things. You might get to be visited by a douse, and those are fun.
or your black nemesis of yourself.
Or a drider. You know, no big deal.
Ooh,
What a dream where your great grandpappy chokes you out.
It's not a far walk back to the front of the cave, and we have cleared it if we want to try camping under the stars instead of in a cave again.
Grum did see something that looked like daylight. We don't have to backtrack fully. It does look like there's a second way out. We don't have to worry about crossing that snake.
Yeah.
At least we know that the way toward, like going towards the forge and wrapping around, like where the pond, the lake was, and then that chamber that was on the other side of it, those were all clear of any traps and enemies. And then when we were heading back here, Grum went further a little bit and looked like he saw daylight.
Echo, would you have told Gundren where his other brother was?
Yes.
Gundren would almost insist that you go back the way to pick up the body of the other dead brother.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, I told Gundren and Nundro when we rescued Nundro about their other brother.
Basically, whether you go that way or not, Gundren and Nundro are going to go out the front of the cave to pick up their fallen brother.
I asked Gundren and Numbro, like, which one of the dead bugbears was their fallen brother.
Gundren points back to Sildar and says, "That one."
You go potty outside.
Yes, I will go potty outside if you need me to. Okay, but I would prefer to just do it right. I prefer it right here. Do it right here at the desk in my Mountain Dew bottle. Okay.
Nunbro starts to unbuckle his pants again. I knew they wanted to see the birthmark.
Echo's gonna stop that. We're
Echoes. We found Echo's limit.
Echo is tired. She is emotionally exhausted. So,
What?
camping then?
Leaving first, then camping.
Yeah,
Mhm.
camping in the woods.
I guess we could like even camp in like one of the lower chambers if we wanted.
Can I do a perception check to listen, just see if I can hear throughout the cave to see if there's any activity going on anywhere? I mean, like,
You can
while taking
all-
into account of the giant snake.
You can always do a perception check.
Do we all need to do a perception check?
You are all welcome to do a perception
Oh.
check if you want to listen.
Only a 10.
I shall do so. That's a dirty 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. Wheel.
You all certainly hear the crashing of the waves in Wave Echo Caves. Beyond that, you really don't hear much from your position.
What's everyone's health like? I don't remember where we left off last party, about where everyone's at. Or
Survivable.
Alright.
I think I'm the one with the less damage.
Excuse me. Echo's fine on health, but I have like a thing to do to heal somebody. I'm completely tapped.
Yeah,
I have a
same.
heal. So I have a heal, so if anyone needs one, I got it.
So let's finish this first and then we can talk.
Yeah, but
I feel like Grum would step out first just out of habit and like make his way to the top of the stairs here.
the snake looks disinterested in you.
Okay.
He's still there, but he's just kind of doing snaky things.
So I will go ahead and make my way to the base of the stairs and to like in between the base and the shoreline, just to kind of test those waters and see if the snake is still disinterested.
You see the snake start to slither up this way towards the crack and disappear.
Okay, so
the snake is
shout
100% disinterested.
Excellent. So I will shout back that the giant snake is no longer an issue, and that everybody should follow along down and out.
Alright. Well, I have Sildar under, or I guess Membro has, and Gundam have him.
It's a team effort.
Yep. They're struggling with him, and I'm just like holding a foot. I like having to squat down because I'm so tall.
All right, what path does the party take as Echo gets left behind?
Sorry. I'm looking at something else. I was listening. Echo's just at the back. She's trailing behind everybody anyway.
Okay, who's the leader of this group?
I'll
Looks
go with
like Branch Walker.
Yep. I'll go with him. I'll lead.
The two dwarves are just carrying this dead body through the cave like, the hell's going on here?
Well, that's going to be in my head for the next 2 weeks.
Good.
But you forgot the barking dog, Doug's dog.
We're waiting
Chop.
for your dog, though, to do that.
Oh, she just had an accident, so.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
That's who I was talking to. If we don't do that in here, you need to do it outside. But
Okay, I can no longer move my token.
I moved it for you. You were way up there.
My map must be really lagging. Oh, there I go. What is going on? My computer is having an issue.
Come on, guys, this way. Another dead body.
That's
There we
that's
go.
the other rock seeker.
I just lift him up, throw him over my shoulder, and just keep walking.
All right, for
Sorry for
ease of access,
go
I'm
ahead.
just going to grab him with this thing. The party exits Wave Echo Cave.
I was imagining roll for initiative once we got down here.
If
Grim, are you coming?
if you guys would like to explore the rest of Wave Echo Cave, you're welcome to.
No, right now.
No,
No,
we're
not
We're
right
gonna
now.
come back. It's fine.
We kind of did what we needed to do. That skull is getting on my last fucking nerve. What is it? 3, 4 times now?
I think 3. I think
like-
you've fought it 3 times total.
I look back at Grum as he's cursing about a skull.
Oh, did Grum want to take Ripper?
We have
Rum
him.
has Ripper's bones wrapped up in Echo's blanket.
Okay.
Noted. All right.
Yeah, I had to remind myself by going back in my notes, so I'm glad I did.
Sword Coast. All right,
That was
so
the map I was trying to pull up earlier.
the party gets out of Wave Echo Cave. It's early night. The sky has a brilliant dark sort of light blue to it. Not a lot of clouds are stretching out. The woods are in the distance. The hills are behind you. It's very serene in its own way. Does the party just want to camp down there for the rest of the night and wait until the morning?
Well, that's my vote.
Yeah, I agree. I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
Right. It's
You said sleep boy.
Oh, it's Tobin again.
Oh, look, it's that camp
Oh.
that Dark Nick's at.
Poor Ripper. He gotta go disappeared.
oh, poor Ripper.
I still have him on my character sheet. I put it in parentheses that he's deceased. I can't forget.
Cramped, you can have Tobin's old tent if you want it.
Oh, it smells wonderful in here. Hey, what's in this bag? I come
If
into
you
my
find little chocolate kisses, don't eat them.
Or hear me out. Eat all you can eat.
Definitely do. Definitely do.
Yeah, I tried to be helpful.
Oh no, I got plenty of Harengon nieces and nephews. I'm not falling for that one again.
Oh, you were raised by rabbit folk. That's hilarious.
Now, I wasn't raised by rabbit folk. I was raised by Pip's family. However, Frampt has 5 wives.
And they're Harengon?
One of them is.
Interesting. Oh my
Mm.
gosh. You freak.
But
How does the party want to pass the night?
I think
I
Grum and should take third watch together.
Grum and who?
Echo.
I'll take first.
Okay.
I guess I'll do second.
Yeah.
As I
If you guys want to say
Sit under
anything
the-
as a group,
Go
yeah.
I sit under the tree like cross-legged as if we're all still awake, but like as we like talk to each other. But that's where I'm at. It's sitting under a tree.
Okay. And before the party breaks into their individual shifts, do they say anything to one another as a group?
I actually asked Echo for a legitimate favor, and that is to kind of do like a small thing for Ripper. I'll say it to the whole in front of the whole party, but since Echo is our resident cleric, I figured she'd be the one to ask directly about it. But I would unfurl the blanket and showcase the charred bones, and I'd be like, "Is it possible we can kind of like do something small for him? I mean, he was a good boy.
He really was.
In fact, he was one of the best companions I've had in quite a long time."
Let's see. Okay. I think I got something. So I will have Grum kind of lay everything out, arrange the blanket neatly. We'll light some incense, and on my sensor, I'm going to cast light and make it glow a little bit. And then, let's see. I'm trying to do something cool, but I don't think I have it. So I will unfurl my wings and kind of wrap it around Ripper, and then just quietly kind of say a little prayer to Tyr and ask that Torm, I'm sorry, not Tyr, to Torm, and ask that he kind of protect Ripper until he transitions, because he was a very good warrior.
Rum would just kind of say what's already been said. Like, he was the bestest boy. He knew how to handle his own. I didn't teach him how to play fetch, to my regret. But he wasn't that kind of an animal.
Nix, would you say...
Crying.
Nix,
Echo starts crying.
Aw.
If Echo cries, I think Rum would kind of like take her in a little bit by like the shoulder or something, just kind of try to comfort her a little as he's saying those words. And just be like, but he went out like a warrior would always want to go. And you know what? What more could be asked? And he'll take his water skin that's filled with ale, and he'll pour a nice pint worth of it over the bones. Like pouring one out for the homie. I'm not sure if premium ale would be flammable.
It would have to have
probably
a
not.
very high proof.
Yeah, it has to be like 80 proof at least, like liquor,
right,
or something. While the ceremony's happening, like Frant is closing his eyes, almost in like like he's meditating, but he wipes a tear from his eye and he goes over to Ripper's bones and just picks up like a small little bone and takes it over to the side over here, digs a little hole, drops it in with a little seed from a pouch he pulls out, and then casts Druidcraft on the little seed to have it just a little leaf blooms or like leaf buds sprout out the top of the ground.
Okay.
As if like a tree's gonna grow there.
It comes through. It's very nice. Would Nix want to say goodbye to Ripper in any special way?
Um, I feel like she would, but I'm not sure what she would say. If she had like an extra bone left over from dinner or scraps or whatever from when they've gone hunting for food, she probably would leave it at his gravesite.
Oh,
She left a what?
Oh,
If she had a bone or something left over from like hunting or whatever from leftover scraps of dinner, she would probably leave it at his gravesite.
Oh,
All right, so Ripper is parted. Does the group want to start the process of a long rest?
Yes.
Okay, anybody who's taking first watch, go ahead and roll a perception check.
perception check. Come on, big money, no whammy, stop. Ooh, 17.
Okay, Fram, your watch goes relatively successful. There's nothing off in the distance. You don't find anything lurking around the trees. Who do you wake up for second watch?
Um,
Or do you wake up anybody for second watch?
actually, I don't. I'm well rested. I had a nap after getting knocked out when the bad guys grabbed the shard from the previous session. I see how tired and exhausted everyone is, so I just let them do their rest. I'm more or less pretty much fine.
Okay. Do you want to take the entire 8-hour watch?
No, I probably should wake up like like Grum or someone after that. Would I get exhaustion after that if I did that?
If you try to do it 2 nights in a row, because he came in relatively fresh, so 8
Okay, then
hours
yeah, I'll
up
take
wouldn't
the whole
kill him.
watch.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take the whole watch.
Okay. Grum, Echo, or Nyx, do you think you would wake up at any point, or do you think you'd just sleep it through?
Echo is not sleeping well, so she would probably be up at some point, but I'll kind of leave that up to you as to how long she actually stays asleep.
Up to you. If you want to wake up some point during the night and see Fram sitting under a tree, that's fine. Grum, you can choose to be awake or not. Your choice.
I think it would be a little difficult to sleep as well, and I'm just going to kind of go for a small walk or something. And I think if I do, I think seeing Echo awake as well, I would want to like ask her to go for a walk with me away from the campsite, not too far, but just out, off and away.
Yeah, you guys could take a little bit of a walk separated from the rest of the group if you want.
Aww.
I would definitely want to. I think after we got there, Grum would say, I think, that was really, really cool what you did, and I really appreciate it. I really miss Ripper, and that's weird for me because I generally don't miss anyone or anything. Ever since, ever since I got involved with all of you, I've had a much more emotional turmoil going on, and I'm thoroughly not used to it. I think that's why my ancestor called me weak.
I don't know. Ripper was special. I think it's okay to get attached sometimes. He was great. He protected us. He stayed with us when he didn't have to. It's what friends do.
It's I'm glad you say that because I've been feeling things that it's been difficult for me to process, but I think attachment is a good word for it. And I think I've come to feel fairly attached to you, Echo. And he would turn his whole body to face you head on. And then after a small pause, he would continue and say, I hope that's okay.
So I don't know how bright the moon is, but like her hair is a mess. Her eyes are puffy. Like she obviously cried herself to sleep. But she's going to grin and say, I think I'm okay with that.
Rum would just smile. And he would just say, that's good to hear. I'm glad. I felt the need to say it before anything else happened because clearly way back okay proved that our lives can be smitten at any point. I just wanted to let you know how I felt for the first time. Let someone know how I felt before that possibility happened.
Grum and Echo, please make a perception check.
No kidding.
Come on, dice roll. You're lagging so hard and it's ruining the moment. Okay, solid 17.
You each look down at one point, and there's like a strange mist or a fog that's every so often rolling on the ground, swiping across, nipping at your feet. It's by some maybe unsettling. And after a moment, you don't think you're near a road, but you hear the sound of hooves and a rolling wheel, a rolling cart that comes and then fades off in the distance.
What the fuck was that?
Echo's going to grab Grum's hand and walk back to camp.
The hell was that?
Yeah, Grum lets her drag him back with her. Sorry.
Okay, so you two head back to the camp. Nothing strange happens. The mist at your feet kind of abate after so long. The party will be able to benefit from a long rest after this, with nothing too spooky happening during the night. Congratulations.
Woohoo.
It's possible.
So we know.
Sometimes a night passes where nothing bad occurs. Other times,
Once every blue moon.
blue moon of Phandover, keep on shining. Miracles can happen.
Yes, please.
Okay, so the party makes it through to the next morning. Everybody packs up their stuff. Is there anything special before heading out?
Echo's going to walk off just a little bit, and she's going to sit. Actually, no, she's going to sit over here by Ripper's tree, and she's going to take her time in the morning to meditate a little bit.
As you do, I'm sure that visions of Ripper probably come and go.
Where did we stash Sildar?
They're off sleeping on their own.
Okay.
They are close by, though. Nothing attacked them either,
That's good.
as far as we know. So
that flaming skull is back.
Yeah, right.
Right?
That's what created the mist.
sure, that's what created the mist. So the little Ripper tree there will continue its growth. It's got a little bit of a bone to feed on. That's nice. It's the better part of a day's walk back to Phandalin through the woods. Does the party want to go that way, or do you guys want to take another tract?
Guys, do you want to take the scenic route?
Grum, roll an insight check for me just to see what you remember. Anybody who is in the vision can actually roll an insight check.
I appreciate that because that was not a good roll.
It wasn't awful. It wasn't good. It wasn't bad.
And really quick, you're a Goliath what now, Art?
Say that again. What do you mean, like
What
race
are
or
you?
class?
Your class, subclass. You're a Goliath what?
Path of the World tree.
Ooh, what's that?
Barbarian.
It's one of the new one of the new 2024 barbarian subclasses.
Nix, you're welcome to roll a insight check too.
Okay. Mm,
Okay, basically all three of you remember something about a castle and a dragon taking something from it. For future reference.
okay.
Does the party head back to Phandalin?
Yes, please.
I think that was a yes.
Yes.
I
Let us
we
get
Okay.
these very
think that we should escort the rock seekers back there so that we can assure that they got there along with Sildar's corpse. At least.
Okay, that is very kind of you. So the party
That's
spends
my vote.
the party spends really the better part of the day maneuvering through woods, thickets, little hills. You're not on a beaten path, but with diligence, the party gets back to Phandalin without having any encounters. Yeah, saw that squiggly lines. When you get
Sorry.
when you get back to Phandalin, I'm going to make squiggly lines of my own now. Say the party comes. Actually, the party would probably be coming in this way, as long as you don't get back onto a main road, which I don't think you guys care about. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No.
So the party will basically get back on the road on the path that leads to and from Tresendar Manor, the old ruined manor house that the Red Brands had converted into a hideout.
Oh yeah, where our little Nothic friend lives.
That is where the little Nothic friend lives, yes. On this path, it's much the same as you left it at first sight. You have the sleeping giant tap house. You have various
Stonehill
little
should be burned
homes.
down.
As you look, you see a building in the distance that is not burnt down.
Oh, hey guys, they rebuilt the inn.
Woohoo!
That's good.
Well,
Good job for them.
Where would the
How long was the
party?
party gone?
The party was gone probably under a week between travel time and spending a couple of nights out and about in the caverns, whatnot. Certainly under a week.
This
Man,
this
wait,
town
why
must
is
be
there?
populated by Amish.
Alcoholic Amish.
Um,
From
from
Spring Rock.
from the distance that you see, it looks it doesn't look new, but it doesn't look burnt down. It seems pretty well. It seems pretty well constructed as you get onto the trail.
That's awesome.
Would the party like to make any stops along the way?
I would like to know where the Rock Seekers plan on going. Are they going back to the orchard?
The Rock Seekers would take the body back to Eatermath Orchard, and they would reconnect with Darren.
Echo would like to go with them.
So,
Grum's gonna make a pit stop. Just FYI,
where's Grum going to make a pit stop at?
at the smithy.
Okay. Just so you're all aware, when you do get to the Stonehill Inn, through the windows, it looks like there's some people inside, but you can't quite differentiate who they are unless you want to go in. Are you guys just gonna head towards the smithy and towards the orchard?
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
All right. If when you get to the smithy, you'll see that he's still closed up shop. The same sign is on the door saying that he'll return shortly. He's on a ore mining expedition.
Oh, God, fine. I go back to the orchard.
Okay, so the group passes the Sleeping Giant, the Stonehill Inn, the Smithy, the Shrine of Luck, and they head down this long path to Eatermath Orchard. Too many maps. There it is. Tobin, get out of here. Stop following the party.
That wife, man, he'll do anything to
come
get away.
back.
He's haunting you all. And Gundren, Nundro, they're with you. They will gently set their two fallen comrades on the side of the house and say, huh, that's a hell of a walk. I think we should head inside. Gundren and Nundro each knock, and then on their own open the doors and go in.
What's the point of knocking?
Yes. Do you guys go in with them?
Yeah. They walk in, so I just walk in, not really aware if there's any like social norms against it.
Echo seems to rush ahead of you.
Yep.
Darren, the older wood elf, streaks of white in his hair, stands up and says, I'm assuming it all went well since everyone is back. Congratulations. I would like you to meet my associate Quinn. And in the corner of the room, you see a dwarven woman with long, dark, curly hair, glasses on the tip of her nose. She says, Hello, everybody. I'm Gwen Orsong. I've heard of everything going on here. It's my pleasure to meet you. Gundra, Nundro. I didn't expect to see you again this soon. Some hostility there, kind of obvious in its nature. Gundren says, Sildar and me brother are dead. Darren, I think we need a burial. But first, I got bad news about the cave. The magic battery got away, and our friends couldn't stop him. Darren looks at the group kind of questioningly. So the black spider lives.
Yes.
A shame. Do you know where he went?
No.
I see. So, troubles on top of troubles then. I was hoping to greet you with better news, but unfortunately, other matters have occurred in your absence. There's word of a new goblin clan, quite weird, running around looking for most likely shards. They're bothering people and assaulting them for black pieces of glass. Dangerous little things. And there's word of a new dragon trying to make a lair up north. And the black spider lives. 3 curses at once. I don't suppose it would be right to ask you all for more help. Oh, and
We need help helping you. The spirits are our spirits are willing, but we're only capable. We're only so capable, and unfortunately, we just don't have as many resources as we would like. It's not to say that it's impossible. We would just like some help ourselves.
Darren looks over at Fram and he says, Is this one of the Goliaths that were chasing you? Did you make friends?
What? Rum just kind of looks around. He's like, "What? What are you talking about?"
Your
No, I was chasing the rabbit.
You killed Tobin?
No, I just sent him home.
His wife might have, for what it sounds like.
And I give a like a
Kind of
huge deep
chuckles
like laugh.
lightly.
Like I laughed like a laugh that fills throughout the room.
Darren looks at you and says, I see. So if I understand this correctly, you sent Tobin away, but you didn't kill him, and you weren't chasing after Grum, so you don't want to kill him.
No.
You could damn well try.
And I laugh again, but then it kind of trails off. Ha 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 ha. No. I'm here to help. I believe that I have a stake in this journey too. Besides, I'm also here as a favor for my adopted brother.
Your
He knew this party.
adopted brother?
Yes, I believe you know him. His name is Pip.
Pip? He looks at you questioningly. Who's Pip?
Oh, him and his family, they said this is where they're from originally until their place burned down, but they were mysteriously whisked away to the Feywild.
He looks
such as I.
He looks at you and he says, "There hasn't been a fire here for quite some time, young man."
What?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm sorry. The inn that burned down.
Inn? You mean the Stonehill Inn?
Yes.
Yeah, that thing burned down about a week ago.
I think you're mistaken.
Rampton's over here counting on his fingers, he's like, man, Feywild time is so confusing.
I assure you that the town is fine. When the Red Brands finally left, everything returned to normal. Sanity, peace, until the goblins came.
Well, about how long ago did the Red Brands leave?
A week or so.
Puts up big air quotes when he says leave.
We were very appreciative when you chased them out.
Yes, but how long ago would you say that was?
About a week or so.
Oh.
And they didn't burn down the inn?
It was before you all headed out to Wave Echo Cave with Gundren and Sildar. Why do you insist that the inn is burnt down?
Well, you just said there wasn't a fire for a while, and I mean, I don't know, maybe your measurement of time is just different than ours, but a week ago is not a long time ago.
I was there yesterday while you were gone. The Stonehills are a great asset to the town.
Who runs the Stonehill?
Okay. So you don't remember how long have the Stonehills worked and operated the Stonehill Inn?
Since before Pip was born. Generational. Their fathers worked it.
Wait,
surely
Pip
you're
is
not talking
here?
about Pip Stonehill being your stepbrother.
He was a little kid, now he's older.
He's
Well, he was
7.
a little kid, and then we grew up.
He'll be
He's
8
7
soon.
now.
Would you like to see a doctor?
No, I think I just need a drink. It's been a long trip. I think we just need to unwind.
Darren stands up.
Slams his fist down and says, "Here, yes, I agree. We all."
Darren stands up and says, I think this will be a good opportunity to prove to you that the Stonehill Inn is fine. Let's have a drink."
I won't argue with that. This is so confusing. My head hurts.
Gundren and Nundro politely decline to go drinking. They're going to make preparations for the burial. But Darren is waving you all out to the road if you want to come.
Yep.
On the way out, I send Gundren my condolences about his losses before following the party.
He nods. He gives you a little salute to his chest.
I'm actually going to ask Gundren if he needs or wants any help with the ceremonies.
He'll try to give you a big hug and squeeze you tight and say, "When the time comes, say some kindly words."
I'm just going to wrap my arms around him and hug him back and apologize quietly. Like, she probably does like 5 or 6 times before she lets him go.
And you can feel the appreciation that he has. And he's not showing it, but as you hug him and squeeze him, you can feel the emotional wavering. Gwen
Give him
takes
a shoulder and follow everybody else out.
Gwen takes a step forward and says, "Let's go. I'll explain the situation when we get to the inn and have a nice stiff drink." Nix, Gwen grabs your hand and says, "Tieflings are some of the best people. Let's go."
Aww.
Aww.
So as we're all walking, I'm sitting there talking with the party, like, so wait, you guys burnt down the inn a week ago, which was when Pip came, but the inn is back and Pip is still here. Guys, do you have anything that can fill in these blanks?
Hopefully a trip to the Stonehill Inn.
All right.
We're going to drink until you remember?
That's
That
how it
always
works.
works for me. You should know this. You come from what tribe is it? You said Griffin Rock. Come on now.
Griffin Rock.
God damn it, Tobin, go away.
You're no longer wanted here, damn it.
Get out.
He just loves it. He
Hey,
loves
Tobin,
it too,
keep
Tobin.
eating.
I
Your
don't know
lucky
when,
rabbit's
I don't
foot
know
is
how,
bullshit.
but Tobin is definitely going to pop back up, probably along with his wife.
I just realized we have no more lucky rabbit's foot.
Oh, yeah.
You guys,
You
Dude.
screwed us, man.
Wait, isn't Framed wearing like pelts?
Yes.
Oh yeah, he's wearing rabbit pelts.
it's a
I'm gonna
very
go over there and rub his nipple feet.
it's a
Yeah,
very
he does
different
pull
vibe
out-
if you start rubbing his clothes, just so you know.
He does start-
Right, it wasn't weird before,
What?
but that would make it weird.
What is his intelligence anyway?
he like pulls out like a little rabbit's foot, like little totem or whatever, and he's like, "Here, don't tell my wife. She asked me to get rid of it, but I kept it for luck."
Okay. Man, fuck that wife.
Yeah. What?
Don't say that. That's my fiercest wife ever. That's the fiercest wife out of all 5.
So Darren gets to the familiar door of the Stonehill Inn, pushes it open, and says, "Not burnt down," and steps inside. Gwen goes, "It's time to have a drink. No one can outdrink a dwarf." And she steps in.
Can I roll an insight check on her just to make? She seems very little
Yeah.
too. 19.
19.
Anything up?
She seems like a little out of place academic, but there doesn't seem to be anything dangerous or vicious about her.
All right. And then one more check. As I walk in, I want to do like a perception check as I take a big whiff and try to see if anything smells burnt besides like food.
So first, when you walk in, you see a 7-year-old Pip just kind of sitting at his chair, just playing, twiddling his thumbs. Toblin? Did you? It probably should be Tobin. It's Toblin now. Toblin Stonehill is behind the bar. He is rubbing a rag against the edge of a mug, and the barmaid is just sweeping on the floor. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
All of us?
Yeah, anybody that's trying to think there's something funny about it.
24.
Can I roll an insight instead?
You can roll whatever you want.
I'm also going to roll insight because that's what I was thinking earlier. Oh, damn, Echo. I see you.
So anybody that rolled a perception check, it's the smells of the Stonehill Inn, the smells of a bar. There's food cooking. There's ale sitting around. There's a fire in the fireplace. And there's a faint smell of pipeweed hanging in the air. And as far as the insight check goes, nothing seems out of place. To your memory, this seems weird. As everything
I'm going to
appears,
be
it's
real here. Grum, in character, Grum really didn't pay much attention to the whole Pip thing. So he's kind of seeing Pip there for the first time. He's really just seeing the Stonehill Inn, thinking it was rebuilt in no time. So yeah, he's just a kid there, and he's like, "What's a kid doing in the bar?"
Bram,
Again.
this looks like a younger version of the Pip you met in the Feywild.
Yes, and I am like horrified as I look over at Pip and Toblin and Elsa, and because they all raised me, but they're all like younger from when I first met them, and I'm just gonna keep quiet for now. Like as much as I want to run over and grab Pip or whatever, yeah, I'm like kind of frozen a little, like not frozen, but just nervous.
I
just
have
taking it all
two
in.
questions. So the interior obviously is what we remember. Does it look worn like I remember, or does it look brand new?
It looks to the faintest detail that your insight check could give you. It looks exactly the same from the first time you stepped into it. Elsa steps up to you and she says, "Hello, it's nice to meet you. What can I get for you today?"
I'm just going to smile at her and say, I would love a hot meal of whatever you recommend.
Well, I would start with a hearty stew because you look like a hearty girl. I think that you've been out on the roads all day working. I think that you need a break. Stew and an ale, and then she taps her pouch. I got something for you afterwards. Don't worry about it.
That
Grum,
sounds lovely. Thank you. Grum is behind Echo, just holding up 2 fingers like peace sign style, and requesting like 2 orders of what Echo just ordered, like 1 for him. That sounds lovely.
She will slide back into the kitchen and she will begin making everybody food. Nix, how would Nix react to this, seeing the Stonehill Inn back in its prime? Odd silence is a good answer. Grum, this little 7-year-old boy comes up and pokes you in the back of your knee very gently and says, "Hi, I've never seen what you are before. I'm Pip. Do you want to know a secret?"
It kind of tickles, so Grum kind of like twitches and giggles a little bit. And he just goes, "Oh, hey there, cute little boy. Ooh, a secret? What you got to tell me?"
He leans in close and he's whispering, but you are so far away from his mouth that it's not very much of a whisper. And he says, "There's an eyeball monster at the Trey Sendar place."
Oh my god.
Oh, ooh. Well, now that just sounds like something we should go and check out.
Can I
I
come with you?
appreciate it, little man. And then I give him like a little head rub, fluffing his hair.
He ducks away from it and goes to you, Fram. And he says, "Hi, I'm Pip."
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I am.
I want to roll an insight check on him to
Yeah.
see like if there's anything different about him since.
Yeah, go ahead.
7.
He's a little boy. I mean, that seems to be true. You see Darren step up and look at Pip and say, "Pip, adult things to talk about. Adult time. Could you give us a little bit of time? Could you go back and set the table for us?" And Pip slides underneath that table and goes back to this table and goes, "Gotcha, boss. You're in charge." And Gwen says, "Everybody get your drink of choice. We'll meet at the table and we'll chat." And she starts to head back. Darren goes with her. Nick slides into the bar. Let's put Nick's at the bar.
I don't know why, but I feel like she would be drinking a hot cocoa.
That sounds about right. But she's a tiefling, so a demonic hot cocoa.
A very
It's
hot,
Like fireball whiskey in it.
the hottest of cocos.
Got fireball in it.
Toblin will provide any alcohol. Elsa will give anybody something to eat that wants it. And Gwen starts to chug her ale. Much like its second nature to her. And Darren is stuffing a little bit of pipe weed into the end of a very long pipe. And he has a little magic lighter that he just dips into the end that puts up a big flame every time he touches it. And it looks like he's just there waiting patiently for you guys to join them.
I go over.
I'll get my stuff. I'm gonna watch
Actually-
where Cramped sits.
First, I order 2 drinks, but I do it like I am like very nervous and like very stiff as I talk to Toblin and ask for drinks. And then I order like 2 and I take them back and I like chug the first one and then like I'm sitting there with the second one.
Okay, so Gwen looks at you and smiles and says, "I went to school with a Goliath once. I
Is
drank
that
him.
right?
I drank him under the table and over the table, and one time on the table. It was a good time, Mr. Goliath."
That sounds kinky.
I I kind of start blushing, and I'm like, I think I know what you're talking. And I say in Dwarvish because I can speak Dwarvish. I think I know what you're getting at.
She smiles and says, "You know what they say about dwarves and Goliath? Just the right heights." She smiles and laughs, and Darren looks at her in just a little bit of an unapproving manner and shakes his head.
I as she says that, I'm not grinning as much. I'm just kind of like taken aback by like, what the fuck? Like I've been back to what was normal life, the normal world for all of like maybe a couple of days, and like so far it doesn't seem all that normal.
When everybody sits down and Gwen is kind of like motioning everybody to come over, she will set down her second ale and look at everybody and say, "I would like to explain what's going on here. And why here and why now. As you all have learned, there is a magical item known as an obelisk that is grabbing the attention of some rather unscrupulous people. We were hoping that you would have recovered more of the obelisk by now so we could study it. But unfortunately, it looks like the pieces are scattered. We've tracked them down to 3 groups in 3 different motivations. One is Nesnar. That would be your spider friend. He's currently off our radar. The second is not a black dragon, my apologies, a green dragon that has taken roost in the ruins of Thunder Tree. We believe that he is just trying to hoard magic items. He doesn't want the actual properties of this. He should hopefully be easier to dispatch. And the third is a group of goblins we've never seen. They call themselves the Saw Please goblins. It's unusual. They seem to have minor psychic abilities. We don't know where they came from, but they seem to have gathered the majority of fragments. We're trying to figure out where they're at, and then we can dispatch our best people and the people who have the most knowledge and contact with the obelisk Sarge to date, which would be you fine people, if you're up for a challenge.
Of course, as I slam my beer down. As I like slam my beer, and I'm like, oh, of course.
Make a strength athletics check.
I also say, who wants to go kill the dragon first? Oh, I have advantage. Shit.
Yeah.
All right, well, 25 for the first one. Oh, both were 25.
As you slam down your mug on the counter, every other piece of every other cup, every other piece of dishware on there kind of like jump 3 inches off land and then wobble down to a standstill.
Oops. Sorry, I got a little excited.
Gwen smiles at you as you do it. So you'll accept. So the good and the bad, the sloppy goblins, the sloppy, slopey. Oh, I don't know. Their language doesn't make any sense. The brainy goblins, the psychic goblins, They've been raiding the town periodically. They keep believing that there are shards held in town. They should be easy to track through forcible means. The others, Nesnar will find eventually, I'm certain of it. And the ruins of Thunder Tree are to the north. They're probably the easiest to find as we know where they are. Where would you all like to start? What can we provide you with to help? More resources from Neverwinter are on their way. I'm just our most learned person in this area.
How far out are these resources from Neverwinter?
It depends on how much they wish to mobilize. I think manpower is the greatest resource that they could give us. Why Phandalin is the center of the targeting, I'm still not certain about. It's as you see a backwater. Pip pokes you in the back of your leg again before you talks, and he says, "Hey, hey, how tall are you?"
To me,
Without saying anything, Grum just stands up.
You're tall.
Grum looks to Frampt. I'm going to call you Frampton from now on because I like that. That's a good nickname. Grum looks to you and he asks, "How close are you to your tribe?"
I've been away from them for almost 14 years. Upon arrival back, I got to speak with them more, but that's about it. I haven't had a chance to get caught up with them yet.
When he responds that way, I look back to Gwyn and I say, if you could use more manpower, I might have something. I cannot guarantee it, but I can at least try.
Pip pokes at you again. Says, "Hey, I have another secret."
Oh?
There's an abandoned cottage out in the country. It's got some spooky stuff there. I bet you're big enough to go get it. Do you want to go explore with me?
Spooky cottage where?
Out in the woods. Do you want to go?
Smiles like the biggest goofy smile. And he just places a hand on his head, but he lets the full weight of it kind of like just drop. So like this 7'2" Goliath hand at full weight is just falling on top of his head. So I don't know how much that would weigh, but it's not light.
The kid will nimbly, not nimbly, but just kind of slide out from under your arm.
He doesn't ignore Pip, but he kind of focuses on Gwyn and Darren, and he says, "As for what you guys can supply, definitely some physical resources just for our sake. If we're going to be going against brainy goblins and a fucking half spider elf, not to mention a green dragon, we're probably going to need a little more than what your local committee has to offer. And I don't say that to dog his craft, because he's got some skill. I just don't know if he's going to be able to provide what we're looking for.
When you say half spider, Gwen goes, half spider? What exactly do you mean half spider? Half elf?
I don't know about it myself, but Tobin mentioned something about it before he left. I didn't see it personally, but apparently there's a half spider thing crawling around as well. Maybe that's your black spider person.
She
Bram
doesn't say anything, but she kind of frowns.
Bram definitely perks his ears up at like the half spider, half drow, and mentions like a drider. A drider, I've killed one of those before. Yeah, one somehow one traveled along the Great Tree and popped out of the Feywild. We got a hunting party together to kill it. It was hard, but also fun. Those things put up a mean fight.
Then you have firsthand experience against it. You'll know how to help us. You have firsthand experience with it, then, so you'll be able to help us kill it.
Absolutely, I'd love to help you kill a drider. Those things are ugly.
Okay. You have the drider know-how. I can probably get us some more manpower on top of what Neverwinter is going to provide.
I'm going to step away for 2 seconds. Talk amongst yourself real quick.
I'm going to kind of softly address Echo, and I'm going to kind of tread some possibly rough waters. I'm going to be like, there's no way in hell your family would be reachable to assist, would they?
I mean, they would answer me if I sent a message, but I don't know that they could get here in time. I mean, my father's men are usually in the field. They're not guardsmen. They're not in town, you know. But it can't hurt to reach out. I'm sure they'd send us what they could. She's got a little bit of a pained look on her face, but it doesn't seem like a bad idea.
Well, I wouldn't want to press it, so Grum would just kind of notice that pained look and say, look, we have some ideas of a plan of action. I think we should all just kind of follow our guts with this and just bring everything we can together.
I'm going to assume Elsie
think I want that.
needs some parchment. I didn't take that. No. Yeah, she's going to start writing a letter home.
I think Grum is going to do the same thing. Well, no, he doesn't know how to. Grum is going to have to make a trip back out into the wilderness.
That's something I was thinking too. Like, I'm not even sure I know how to read it. Well, I don't know if my people know how to read.
What's your intelligence? Just out of curiosity. An 8?
8. Yep.
Hey, I'm not the dumb guy. You.
8 intelligence, 12 wisdom.
Super smart.
What session was it where we had that?
So Gwen will tell you that manpower is the resource. And Pip was currently bothering people, as children do. Echo, Pip would poke at your back and say, "Hey, I know what you are.
You do? What am I?
A nice, pretty lady."
Aw. I'm going to give him a kiss on the cheek. You are very right.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, top of game. Was Pip always this annoying and friendly?
Yes.
I just want to make sure.
That's part of the reason
just like some new demeanor.
That was part of the reason he gave him the flute.
That's right. I just don't remember him like bothering everyone like this. I remember us all getting stoned and him staying away from us for the most part until I talked to him some more.
Speaking of which, when Elsa made her rounds a few minutes ago, she left little sewn baggies in front of everybody. Little dross.
Echo's going to pocket hers.
Okay.
Bro, I'm just gonna shake it and then sniff it.
Okay, it's got a little bit of a sweet aroma to it.
Ooh.
It's nice.
I say no, thank you. I have my own, and I like pat a little pouch on my hip.
As you pout the pouch on your hip, Pip comes up and says, "Hey, what you got there?"
I jump out of my skin when he like comes up to me after that. Like I don't notice him, and I get, despite being like 7'2", like muscular, lean, muscular, and all that, and deep voice. I give out a like real quick, just like scared the shit out of me. Like Pip, what we always said about sneaking up on people? Oh wait, yeah. What'd you say?
Yeah, Dad gets mad at me for doing it too. But
yes, I know.
That's how I find secrets. Do you want to know a secret?
Yes.
There's a cow out in the field. It's got tentacles.
Pip, did you get into your mother's sack again?
No, Mom's out of town right now. Mom went to go do some stuff.
Sorry, did you get in the Elsa sack again?
Well, they tell me I can't sample with the stuff for the guest. Except for beer. They let me drink beer every so often. That's nice.
I kind of chuckled to myself thinking about fond memories of childhood, and I'm like, huh, yeah. And I'm like, all right, Pip, scamper out of here.
Okay. Let me know if you want to go see anything.
Go play with your toy soldiers. Sure.
He slides underneath the table, and then he scurries off to his room.
I whisper to Echo, like I kind of lean over to Echo and whisper, I don't remember him being so creepy.
Aw, I think it's cute. But maybe a little creepy.
Darren looks at you and says, "He's your stepbrother, I thought."
That's what I thought too.
So you agree with me, he's a 7-year-old child.
Yes.
And you agree with me, the inn's not burned down.
I agree that the inn isn't burnt down anymore.
No, I don't think it was ever burnt down. Gwen looks and says, "Can you tell me again why you think it was burnt down?"
Aside from my companions here being eyewitnesses to it, my Pip and his father and his mother were transported to the Feywild during the event. That's how we became a family. And now,
Before anyone can respond, Grum interjects and he just flat out asks, he just says, let me ask you all this. You said that we basically ran the Red Brand out of town, right?
Yes, of course.
What did they do before that happened? Did they do anything in some sort of retaliatory act?
They terrorized the town for months.
And right, and how did they do so? What manner of terror did they commit?
They pillaged, they plundered, they broke windows. Are you suggesting they burnt down the inn we're standing in?
We're not suggesting anything. We are telling you this inn was burnt down with us in it. We were breathing the smoke.
That might explain
innkeeper,
it. Breathing smoke can.
let me
What kind
go
of smoke were you breathing, young man?
fire, burnt, not that kind of smoke.
One might
Let me ask
question.
you, do you know of Grista? Do you know of a Grista?
Yes, she's at the Sleeping Giant Tap House.
Oh my god. That's what was burnt down.
No, the Sleeping Giant has never burnt down either. I think so.
No, it was this one.
I have some experience with soldiering and the stress that it causes. Darren stands up and says,
Yeah.
maybe under stress, you experience things that aren't real.
Echo
Maybe
frowns.
do it hold the possibility in your head that maybe the situation in your mind had to be greater than the situation at hand.
I would like to roll insight. Who is this talking? Is that Gwyn?
That's Darren, but Gwen's
Darren.
not arguing with him.
I would like to roll insight to see like if what they're saying is entirely true.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an insight check.
Yeah, there's some funny shit that I don't know. I don't want to spend like the whole session trying to figure this shit out. Damn, never mind. I can't figure nothing out.
Darren says, if you need more proof, walk down to the Sleeping Giant Tap House and you'll see that Grist is there, nothing is burnt down, and that maybe you're misremembering.
I don't like being gaslit, okay?
What's the insight? I don't see a number with the insight check. I see the
It
rolls
was a
and no
2
number.
or 4. It was a 4.
It's hard to tell. I mean,
Right.
for what it's worth, he seems to be genuine as far as you can tell.
All right. Well, Grum is just going to kind of sigh very heavily and just shrug it off and say, "All right. Well, I'm over it. The inn is not burned down. I guess it's a good thing. Gift horses and all that. I'm gonna go find a place where I can have a letter drawn up. Gwyn,
You want to
and he
have a
kind of
letter?
like points a finger gun at Gwyn, and he says, "You and I are gonna have a child." And then he just kind of snaps his finger, starts walking.
Gwyn gives you an air heavy crossbow with 2 arms, and she goes click.
because there's no guns.
Okay, where's Grum headed to?
Heading out the door.
Okay, so Grum heads out. Darren looks at Fram and the rest of the group and says, "He'll be all right, won't he?"
Probably.
There's some
I just shrug my
places.
shoulders.
There's some places around town that the goblins have gotten into. If you want to investigate those.
That sounds like a good place to start. And then you said the dragon would probably be the easiest to dispatch, correct?
Dispatch is a strong word, Gwen says. We know where the dragon is, so it's the easiest to find. Dragons tend to be resilient in their own way. Honestly, if you show a dragon of even half a fight, they tend to run away. They're more cowardly than anything if they believe they're about to die.
Right.
It's not easy to get them to that point, though. I think it's imperative we get as many fragments as possible before whatever is searching for them finds them.
Right. Might be better to start with the goblins. Echo's going to stop writing her letter and fold it up and just kind of put it away.
I'm like, goblin fight? Goblin fight! Maybe we'll get to the bottom of all this weird shit.
Oh.
Well, as I understand it, the Barthen's provision store has had a little bit of a raid for some reason. He never has anything good. The sleeping giant has also had some encounters. I think those are the two most prominent places if you're looking to find anything about the goblins.
I go, does the sleeping giant have any more of this? And I take a pause as I down more of the drink. Any more of this stuff?
Well, it's a tap house, sir. They have many things on
cock
tap.
my head to the side.
Yeah. Lots of drink. Only drink, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
I'm like, they call it a tap house?
I'm going to look at Gwen and Darren and ask if there's nothing else we need to discuss. I think maybe, and I'm going to look at Framp and Nyx, maybe it's a good time to start checking out goblin leads.
I think that would probably be wise. Gwen and I will go back and prepare for Sildar and the other Rockseeker Theoden, I believe his name was. I will start preparing for their burial. They did help us a good bit. I believe Sildar's family will probably want him returned, though.
I understand.
But you're free to ask. You're free to ask about the city.
Oh, that's right. I don't have the map up. Has there been anywhere else in town bothered by goblins, or have there been any attacks outside the town we should know about?
Well, there's the miners' exchange. The miners outside of town have had some problems. And they did try to they did try to ransack the Shrine of Luck, but I think when they found out that it's a very small, calmly shrine, that they left it alone. They may be special goblins, but they're still stupid as all go. They just want to drink and be idiots. They're worse than the Red Brands in some ways.
Well, hopefully we can turn up some solid leads. Can we find you at the orchard when we finish up?
Of course. And Darren and Gwen start heading out, and Darren pauses and says, "You're welcome to stay at the orchard if you want, although accommodations are cramped. These rooms are freed up should you decide to stay, and I would cover any cost. Toblin and I are good friends, and this one seems to have a bond with the boy, who he thinks is his family."
I look at him. I give him like a dagger stare when he says like thinks.
I'm gonna put a hand on Framp's arm, I guess. That sounds lovely. Thank you
Of course.
very much. It's very kind of you.
Anything you need, let us know. Gwen will study more of what needs to be done. And I will try to find things with my sources. I'm sure between all of us that we'll have a satisfactory answer in no time.
Wonderful. We'll get started.
Okay. Darren and Gwen head out. Does the party stay at the Stonehill Inn, or does the party jump into investigating?
I say investigate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where would we like to go first, though?
I'd like to see if we can find Grum and fill him in. But Barthen's is right up the road.
Let's head to Barthen's. Maybe he'll meet us there.
All right. The group can get to Barthen's Provision pretty well. When you get there, it's the same store that you've been at several times. And when you go inside, Barthen is standing behind the counter, and he sees you, and you see his chest sink just a little bit.
Uh-oh.
He goes, "Welcome to Barthen's Provision. Please don't rob me today."
Of course, no. Of course, we would never dream of it, poor fellow.
Oh, thank God. You got rid of the rabbit. Oh, he was the worst.
What?
Hey,
What?
do
I
you
did.
remember he came in and he threatened to take the Red Brand's thuggery business over and take all... What? He stole all of my oil barrels.
I look
Barthen,
over at the party. Like, maybe we won't tell his wife about that.
Barthen, you have my sincerest apologies for our previous behavior. We actually are here to ask about the goblin raid you experienced. We want to try to set that right.
They jumped... Well, little green men. They jumped in. Everything around started to float. Kind of like the time I got that picture of that weird lord thing. The one that the big blue guy took. Weird stuff has been happening like that. Then they go out back and they start tearing apart the well. It's the craziest thing. Here, let me show you. And he steps out the back door and he motions to the group.
And these are goblins he's talking about doing this?
He's talking about goblins, although he did mention offhandedly there that the picture that you have was also caused weird things to happen.
Yeah, I did it.
Good job. Good job. You have cursed.
Grum's reaction to that bit, he's just he kind of rubs the back of his neck like, yeah. You don't say.
And when Barthen shows you the well, you see bricks lying on the ground, the wooden parts of it broken. The crank part is shattered, and he says, they took something off of that. One of them fell into the well, splashed down. I've never seen anything like it.
Come back out?
No. He died, I hope.
I pick up one of like the biggest bricks and drop it in the well just to hear like if it splashes or even if it like hits something alive.
You hear a splash after a second. Do Goliaths have dark vision?
We do not.
I do.
We do not have dark vision.
I do.
Echo and Nyx, if you would look down in the well, you can see that it's largely dried up except for a few splotches in the middle. It looks like it looks descendable if you could find a way to descend it.
I'm gonna go
about how
AFK
deep
for
does
just 2
it
minutes.
look?
Say that again.
About how deep does it look?
Let me give you without dark vision, that's very hard to tell.
I have dark vision at 300 feet. Can I tell how dark it is?
You would see shades of gray. You and Nyx would see shades of gray to about 20 feet into the cavern.
Okay.
So it's certainly something you can get down in.
I have rope for 50 feet if someone has a way to anchor it.
There would be potential ways to tie it to the building or find something that you guys could.
I just grab the end of the rope and just I just jut it into almost a Tobit again. I jut it into Fram's chest and say, "Here, hold this." And then I kind of wrap the rope around my forearm a couple of times, and I just start climbing the well, getting ready to descend in there. It's only about 20 feet, you say. It's not that much. Even if I fall, the drop isn't that bad.
Do you think we should send somebody who can see in the dark down there first?
Grum is ass is just at the edge of the orifice. He's crouching almost over the opening when you say that. So it's not the best pose you stop him at.
No, it's great.
Why? I'm smaller, I'm lighter. Why don't I go down first? And I can fly back out.
Grum looks at you a little hesitantly and he says, "Are you sure?"
Yeah,
I mean,
Nyx is okay with it. You can see in the dark too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey. You
I
see
was trying to
Grum
see
kind of
if I had
hoist
something I could
himself back up.
What does
Go ahead,
Nyx
I'm
do?
sorry.
I was trying to see if I had anything that I could because my element is fire, to create light for Grum if he wanted to go.
You can light a torch for him.
No, if Echo wants to go, shoot. I am all for supporting Echo's choice.
All right, Echo, do you descend into the well?
Yes.
All right, let me rummage through my million maps. And we will make one echo. That is the
Holy
spot
shit.
that you would center come down in.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see.
Echo, do you go down with any care or do you just fly down?
No, I don't fly down. I'm going to be lowered down on the rope.
Okay, you lower down on the rope.
Yes.
All
I
right.
trust the Goliaths to hold me.
Now I was going to say, if we're holding the rope for her, do we need to make athletics checks?
How many of you are holding the rope?
Both me and Gromar.
Yeah, we could both be holding it.
I think that two Goliaths can lower an Asimar into the well.
Okay. He turns out to be a dex-based Goliath raider.
Echo.
Actually, my deck is pretty good.
Echo, can you make a perception check?
Yes. Can I make a good one?
One can hope.
Not so much.
The cabin is dark. It looks like there's a cave in. The water goes off a little bit down south. You also see something kind of eating something off in a garbage pile.
I am going to, because I haven't let go of the rope, I'm going to wrap it around my waist and I'm going to tug on it really hard.
Okay, how far
And
down have you been
And a
led?
universal.
Yeah. I was gonna say Framps moment Framp feels that he's like, that's the universal sign of get me the fuck up.
Mm-hmm. I think once he does tug on it, like, and we both realize, like, oh shit, we both just like yeet the fuck out of this rope and pull her back.
All right, it takes a step towards you. As you do, you see that it was munching on the body of some small little creature.
Awesome.
Okay, so Echo gets let back up.
I just want to see you switch maps a whole bunch.
I was debating on not switching maps, but
Did I see another exit down there?
it looks like there could have been some cave in at some point, but there certainly was another path.
Okay. So we're gonna come back up. There's definitely something down there. A giant. How big was it? What did I see of the creature?
So I'll just send you a picture.
Awesome. That's exciting.
And you can tell the group. You tell the group what you think that thing looks like.
What's it called?
Holy crap. So there's a giant tentacled quadruped with giant teeth down there eating something. I think if we want to investigate anything, we're probably going to have to, kill it. It didn't seem very friendly.
Really quick, what's the creature called? Top of game?
Yeah, we'll see.
For my notes, but okay.
I'll send it to you eventually.
If we have to kill a tentacle monster, I am all for it. Let's go.
Let's
And
go.
you see Drum kind of like getting his weapons ready and he's hiking up his waist piece.
I'm going to look at Barthen and ask, is it okay with you if we investigate what they may have left down there?
Yeah, have at it. It's yours. Just please don't take any of my barrels with you this time.
Yeah.
We don't have room for barrels, and we have no interest in stealing from you, I promise.
That makes me feel better.
But if you do have something worthwhile, we want to make sure we get a discount. We are fixing your plumbing for free, after all.
Roll a persuasion check.
Can this be intimidation?
It can be intimidation. Yeah, different
Okay.
flavor for everything.
Yeah, I was trying to be a bit more intimidating. But sometimes the tone doesn't emit so much so in role play. That's a 12.
He looks at you and shakes his head. And that same exasperation that was there when he saw you guys walk in, it's there again, and you hear a mumble. I thought the rabbit was gone. I thought the damn rabbit was gone.
His
I'm gonna-
spirit lives on.
It
I'm gonna
wasn't
walk
a
over.
rabbit.
Guys, wait. Party name, the Rabbit's Feet.
I like it. I don't hate it.
Lucky rabbits.
I'm gonna walk over to Barthen, and I'm gonna take both of his hands if he'll let me. And I'm gonna say, I assure you, we will pay for anything that we need from your store.
Pay for the damages. Yes, ma'am.
Start
I
me a
look
tab.
over at him too, and I look over there and I'm like, don't mind Tobin. He's not mean. He's just a furry ass.
Wait, are you saying that it's a rabbit suit?
No, he's really a bunny person.
So he's not a furry.
No, no. We get a couple of those that wander into the Feywild every so often, but they quickly have their bubble burst.
So what you're saying? I see. Wait, what's a Feywild?
Right. Into
Where
the well.
Tobin's from. It's where Tobin's from. Do you really want to find out?
Tobin's the rabbit, right?
Yes.
And the Feywild is where he went?
Yes.
And where he's from.
And he's not here? That's a wonderful place.
I sent him there. Do I perhaps get a discount?
Oh, if you promise he'll never come back, I'll give you something special.
I can promise I won't invite him back.
Yeah, we'll take it as it goes. What's in the well, by the way? Why are you guys so interested?
Nothing. I noticed that he's a very nervous looking fellow, and I'm afraid if I tell him anything else, he's going to have a heart attack and die. So I'm just like, nothing.
That might be wise. Does the party want to venture back into the well?
I do.
I do.
Yes.
I want to kill something, yes.
Yes.
So we need to probably anchor that rope first. Excuse me. Do we have enough rope to tie it off to that tree over there?
There's about
We
50
have
foot
50
of
feet
ropes.
of rope.
You can find something secure to tie it off to.
Okay.
If I
You
can
said the
find
well
map
itself
again.
itself is about 20 feet.
Right.
Let's go.
Do we need to make dissension checks? See if anybody falls.
Oof. I meant to do that.
Oh, it scared me.
It got like really quiet.
I'm forever on mute and wonder why nobody answers me.
I almost asked if you were muted. I almost asked.
I thought you were just setting something up, so I was like, maybe he's just setting things up. You know, he's probably got more
Concentrate.
What's the order in which we're going down this well?
I actually want to go down first.
All right. Does everybody let Frampt go first?
Yes.
Yep. I am going to, as he's going down, I'm going to grab the top of his. Is it a great axe?
Yes, it's a great axe.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm going to grab the top of his great axe and I'm going to cast light on it.
Okay.
Nice.
You're descending down this well. Roll a dexterity check.
Acrobatics or just straight dexterity?
Just straight dexterity, unless you want to do like fancy moves down this rope.
I mean, I could. Let's do that.
Describe for me the fancy move down this rope.
Yeah.
Especially because I have advantage in acrobatics, but I like expertly instead of like trying to slowly climb down. You know, when you see like the American Ninja Warrior guys, like they don't even have their legs wrapped around the rope. Their legs are just like sticking out the side, and they're just like lowering themselves down their whole body like like it's nothing.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your dexterity acrobatics.
Hey, why didn't you roll with advantage?
You still have to tell it to roll with advantage. It's okay. I was going to say the little A next to it, I think it's just a reminder typically. 15.
Okay, the first one was 15.
15, you can slide down there, you splash in the water. Its attention is on the garbage pile currently. It doesn't seem to have noticed you yet. Who's number 2?
I guess I'll go.
All right. You can do a dexterity acrobatics too if you can make it sound good.
Why the hell do I have advantage in acrobatics? I gotta figure that out.
Because you're awesome and you deserve nice things.
Advantage. Thank you.
Good answer.
Advantage on deck unless you are incapacitated.
Oh,
Okay.
that's a natural 23.
You slide down. You show Framp that you're more experienced in this road. The way you slide down a rope.
I feel like I slid down like a Marine, yo.
All right.
Where do I pop out? Right where the tokens are?
Nope. Right there is underneath the
right
well.
there.
Who's number 3?
Okay.
I'll go next.
All right. Dexterity acrobatics for number 3.
Somebody better catch me. Somebody really better catch me.
I was actually going to say I would be prepared to catch you since you're coming next.
Grum, you're welcome to do a dexterity saving throw to see if you can maneuver your hands in the right position to catch her.
Is this something that I can see?
Somebody put a dot of light at the end of one of your things, so you have a little bit of light.
Yeah,
So yeah, you can see her coming.
Okay, I would get
Max
advantage on this dex save then.
That's fine.
And we're gonna catch that ass, boy.
All right. You still take a little bit of damage, but you're going to take half as much as you would have. So take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as you can feel your body creak into Grum's arms. And as that occurs, the Otiug turns around and looks at the party. Everybody, please roll initiative.
Sorry, Nix.
Oh man.
I was ready to give you a potion too, but fuck.
22. Nix, do you have wings?
No,
Not yet,
sadly.
but I do believe that Tiefling can get wings.
You have to pick the winged variant race.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of the
Or the
variants.
homebrew be something.
Okay, so we're going to pick up from Nix's turn in the lineup, or from Echo's turn in the lineup. So that will actually make Nix next. Nix, you're looking down the well. You hear Echo splash down, and Grum catches most of it. The Odiug has turned its attention towards the group. Would you like to try to join the group?
I guess so.
Okay, you can make a dexterity acrobatics to try to get down, unless you would like to try another way. And this would be your action to get down.
Can I do a dex roll? Dex save?
Not a saving throw, unless you're going to like fall on purpose.
Oh.
It would be a dex. It would be a dexterity acrobatics is probably the best way to do it. Unless you have another way to get down.
I do have athletic. Oh, I could thunderbolt down. But I think that's a spell. Lightning bolt. I think that's what it's called.
Shocking grasp or
Thunderstep. You mean thunderstep? Is that what you're talking about?
Thunderstep, yeah. But I'll save that one. I may need it to leave.
Oh, poor puppy.
Yeah, probably the easiest thing is to roll a dexterity acrobatics. Yep. You slide down. What's 20 feet of movement? You have basically 10 feet left, and we're not going to count that as the action since you didn't fall.
Okay.
You see this thing looking at the party. Its teeth are out there. Odiug.
Oh, it's so pretty.
It is pretty.
Oh, it looks like a little bulldog.
Are you gonna make it a pet?
Next Ripper?
What?
Next Ripper?
No, can't name it Ripper again. That's disrespectful.
Nix, would you like to do anything?
We call that one Scratcher.
I'm just gonna kind of move to right there, so we're not all huddled up.
Okay. It goes next. It looks at Echo because Echo caught its attention. And Echo, you see an image forming in your head, and you hear a word with it. You see and hear food.
The fuck?
Shit.
And it takes like a few steps towards the group. And you hear in your head again, food? And almost like a questioning way.
Can I try to respond to it?
You can speak to it, yeah.
I'm just going to shake my head and say no.
No food.
And you see food, you see an image of food in your head again. Food? Fram, what would you like to do?
I am going to rage, first of all. And I'm very proud to say that I am doing this. And as I do it, instead of getting like actually like raging, I start to get focused looking, and both my eyes and the part of my like birthmark start to glow white. And I am going, as soon as I can grab onto my character, there we go. I'm going to attack this guy.
All right. Roll to attack with your
sorry.
great.
Yeah, sorry. One more thing I forgot. The whole class feature, the new class feature. With when I rage, I get 5 temporary XP. And
You mean
then
HP?
I can choose. Yeah, sorry. 5 temp HP, and then I can also give temp HP to anyone I choose. So I'm gonna give Grum temp HP. Let me see how much it says. Wow, 2d6.
Okay.
So 10 temp HP, Grum.
10 HP.
Yeah.
Good
And for the record,
looking.
it goes away when my rage ends. So
Okay.
we should remember. We should remember that.
I promise you I won't remember that.
I will
Say
try to
what?
remember.
I
It goes
promise you
away
I
when
won't.
rage ends. Yeah. All right. So now I will attack it with my great axe.
Okay.
Does a 19 hit?
It does. This thing's not the hardest to hit.
All right. Oh shit! A 1 on damage. Wait. No, I don't have. Damn. All right. So, and it's what is it? +2.
I believe it's +2 typically for rages.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. +2. So that would be 6 damage on the first attack.
All right. It lets out a cry.
And then second attack. It's a 16 hit.
16 hits.
All right, damage this time. Another 1. You're shitting me. Another 6 damage.
All right. Echo,
Damn,
in your head, it switches from an image of food to an image of rage and pain.
Oh.
I kind of flinched at that.
Bram, anything else?
I look at it and said, "You are ugly." Like since both attacks don't really like do as much damage as I hoped. I just said, "Oh, you are a hard motherfucker to kill."
It gives you a little roar.
Nope, that's it.
All right, Grum.
Wait, question. Are we using we're using 2024 rules now, right? Which includes flanking.
2024 doesn't include flanking any more than the other one does. I think that's still an optional rule in the DMG.
What?
What's our
Oh
option?
my gosh. Fucking wizards.
It's always been an optional rule.
Yeah. All right. Well, That's cool. We're gonna go over here. That's definitely enough space. Let me actually stage. No, I'm going to let me backtrack. I was right here. We're gonna go over here.
All right.
Yeah.
You
Gonna go
take
right
up on the
there.
other side of this thing.
Ah, sure, dude.
All right.
And yeah, we're gonna do what Grum is really good at because he's gotten better. You know, less nat ones lately. Oh, I got it. 23 is gonna hit.
That hits.
There you go.
Come on, big damage, big damage.
And you're not raging, correct?
Correct.
All right, 6 damage.
And second attack. Yeah, I love that second attack. 16 to hit.
16 hits.
There we go. And that's going to deal 12 damage.
All right, you guys hit into this thing pretty well. All right, Echo or Grum, anything else?
Oh, that's my turn.
All right, next on the list, Echo.
I'm going to first swing out to the side a little bit, and I'm going to try to answer it again. And I'm going to send it a picture, sort of like what it sent me, or try to, and ask about food again and see what kind of response I get.
You think about food, it doesn't do anything.
Okay.
Nothing in its head changes.
Okay. Damn.
Trying to make this one our new party pet.
Well, I feel like I could have.
You guys could be the Odiugs.
It's a memorable name.
It's a good name.
Damn. Okay. I'm going to throw a Toll the Dead at it.
Okay. It will be told. And I don't remember the save he has to do.
It's a Wisdom 14.
These things are super wise. Not really. Nope. Alright, go ahead and roll damage.
All right. And this is the one I got to do custom. I need 2. Let me double check this. I think that's right. Yeah. Wow, that's a heck of a spin. 15.
That is good damage. Alright, it cries out in pain again. Echo, anything else?
No, that's it. Just overwhelming guilt suddenly.
Nix, what would you like to do?
I would like. It says charm a person.
If it was a humanoid, yes. The Odiug is not a person, though. You could always try it, but it probably wouldn't have good results.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he's not real people.
Looking at your spell list, you could summon a Shadow Blade to go physically attack it, or you could use one of your cantrips.
I was going to try to persuade it.
You could do that too.
Is that just a straight persuasion check?
Yes. What do you want to
Let
try to
me-
persuade it to do?
To be friendly, to become our pet.
That will have a very high roll as your party is currently tearing into it with axes, but you can certainly try.
I mean, we've all been trying to persuade it in one way or another before we've attacked.
I was trying to persuade it to die.
That
Same.
is all right. Nix, go ahead and roll a persuasion roll. It looks at you and it shakes its head, and its tentacles flare up as it stands up on its hind legs. Nix, do you want to try anything else? Do you want to say anything or move?
So it's not persuaded?
It doesn't seem to be. The party, your friends have seriously damaged this thing. Seriously damaged this thing.
So then can I, even though my persuasion didn't work, can I try a firebolt at it?
I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
Firebolt hits with the 17. And that is solid damage, 18. You singe this thing on the side of its face. It looks all bloodied up. You guys have certainly heard it in that first round of fighting. And it rears back up on its hind legs. And I don't know who it wants to attack, honestly. You all checked out a very good piece of it. So, let's figure it out.
Roll a d4.
I just did. Grum,
Nice.
would you like to take an attack of opportunity as it starts to move this way?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Does an 11 hit? I doubt it.
11 does not hit.
Boo.
Fram, would you like to take an attack of opportunity as it moves past you?
Hell yeah. Does that 21 hit?
21 hits.
Woohoo, not a 1. So it'll take 13 points of slashing damage.
All right. And Echo, you don't get an attack of opportunity because it slams its feet in the water. It doesn't leave your range. But it does look at Nyx, who has hit it very severely with that fireball.
Mm-hmm.
And it lunges at you with its mouth.
Mm-hmm.
19 to hit. Now, I will remind you that you have the Staff of Defense, which you can use to cast the shield spell, which will give you a bonus 5 AC as a reaction to this round. Would you like to use that?
Sure.
All right, so you slam the staff down, and its teeth bang against an invisible wall in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
So, and for this round, you're going to have 20 AC, which is good because its second tentacle is coming up.
Oh, shit.
Which will crack.
Fuck.
It'll crack through the shield with a 20.
Yeah.
So it's going to hit into you, take 7 points of bludgeoning damage. And an additional 4 points of piercing damage as the little sharp ends on the end of its tentacle cut into you. You are currently grappled as the ends that stick into you prevent you from moving. And with that, you see the other tentacle come up.
Oh shit!
And it's going to try to hit into you.
Go
Ignore
for it,
the
guys.
ignore the damage. It was meant to be a d20. And it slams off the remnant of that shield spell. But you are currently grappled by this creature and restrained.
Nick, your first time being targeted, hit, damaged, and grappled. How are you feeling right now?
Yeah, shit.
After I even tried to persuade it to be the nice guy.
I know.
And then
What's
you
going
hit
through
it in
your
the
mind?
face with the big ball of fire.
Oh, shit.
No, I mean I could have frozen him to death.
Maybe you would have liked that better.
You did not make friends with it. I am certain of that.
Mm-hmm.
Fram, it has your new friend on its tentacle.
All right, I am gonna run around here between Nyx and Echo, and I'm going to hit it, but I want to try and target its tentacle.
Do you want to try to target it in a way that's designed to free Nyx or cause damage? That 9
all the way up there.
The 9 ain't gonna do it.
Yeah. So second attack. You know what? It's looking pretty messed up, isn't it?
It's decently bloodied up, bloodied, singed, crying out in pain, slamming out in anger.
I'm just gonna try and like do damage to it. I'm gonna do reckless attack though.
All right, that'll give you advantage on the attack.
All right. Yeah.
You hit.
Dirty 20. All right. So 13 damage.
All right.
And
Thrashes about some more.
and they say, "You are an abomination to all things sacred. Allow me to free your soul so it can run along the branches of the tree and find peace someplace else in a new life."
All right.
That's my turn.
It goes and Grum.
Okay, so my token got randomly moved. Where exactly is Framped on the map?
No, you were there.
I was over here.
Sorry, I moved you. Sorry, yeah, I moved you. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I
My
thought
bad.
so. It's all good. I was just confused because I wasn't looking at it, and then all of a sudden, bloop.
Well, if you've seen one Goliath, you've seen them all.
Right. Hey, that's racist.
Specious.
I need to find a better like picture for Amped. For now, I made a quick hero forge.
Hey, it works.
It worked.
Okay, so I want to try something if it's possible. I basically want to kind of do a maneuver where I like run in this general direction, and I kind of use Framp's momentum while he's attacking to gain like a footing on him and jump off of him and attack the tentacle specifically that has Nick currently grappled.
If you want to try to attack the tentacle to free her, you can. I'm going to say if your attempt is to free her, it's going to be a different kind of damage. Because
like basically I'm trying to slice the tentacle off.
Right.
Is my goal.
I know D&D never got I can't remember what it's called. Specific targeting rules. Some systems have rules where you call shots. Some system have where you can call your shots. D&D never got that. But if you want to try to chop this thing's arm off, you can.
All right, so that's what I'm gonna do. Then I'll go ahead and make my little running and turn, jump off a ramp, and slurp, slice, sling.
Slip, slice, sling.
Oh, I'm sorry. First, I'm gonna bonus action rage.
Okay.
I already rolled, but okay. Totally forgot. Yeah, first on bonus action raging. Before doing all of this, and then okay, so the roll went through.
26 to hit, I think.
What the? There we go. Sorry about that. Solid hit. 11 damage.
All right, let me.
Or +2, so 13. Keep forgetting about that +2, man.
Let me see. Let me see if that breaks his hold.
Oh, okay.
It does not.
Then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna follow up with another one.
All right.
Attack to the tentacle. Yeah. Oh, and this time I think we're gonna do a reckless attack, just in case.
Okay.
17.
That hits.
This is gonna deal big money damage, right? 10 in total.
It's not bad. This thing seems very unsteady on its feet. It's stepping left, stepping right, like a drunken character.
And with a glowing neck, I'm just gonna bore back at it.
It doesn't even have the strength to let out a loud roar. Echo. Echo?
I am. It looks pretty beat up, right?
Oh yeah, this thing is on death's door.
Let's just throw another Toll the Dead at it. Wisdom 14, please.
It fails.
Okay. $15 again.
All right, with that, the Odiug's head slips down, slams in the water. The water flows around it. Nyx lands on her back in the water with a big splash as she can easily pull the rest of this thing's tentacles, the rest of the sharp spines out of her. And the party is looking around the dark well with a big, gigantic trash pile, the body of a dead goblin, a waterway that heads off south, and a collapsed tunnel in front of them. And that seems like a good place to call it for tonight.
All right.
But
Sorry.
I'm having fun.
But it's 110.
Yep, I gotta get some sleep. Great session, everyone.
And I'll let you guys all ponder what happened to bring the Stonehill Inn back.
Yeah, that's a mind fuck.
Yeah, I'm honestly not sure if I want to try to hurt my brain figuring it out.
I think we're in an alternate universe.
It's
Right?
not impossible.
I mean, Ravenloft.
So Tobin stayed in the real universe and everybody else slipped into the fake universe. And Tobin is actually in his own session right now, wondering where you guys went.
No,
Oh,
probably.
no.
That's what I'm thinking.
This turned into a wholly different campaign now.
Welcome to Planescape.
Right? When did we arrive in Sickle?
Tobin's just still sitting in Waybeco Cave. He's just probably getting stoned in that little rec room next to Sildar's dead body.
And he's using the flame skull to light his weed.
Of course. Traitorous bastard.
The
I
flame
was
skull and
kinda
him have become buddies.
I was actually kind of hoping we'd stay in there, and then Frampt was going to catch it and use it for the same purpose. except more for ceremonial purposes. He has weed, but he uses it for quote unquote ceremonial purposes.
Quote unquote.
You guys, if you guys are ever not done exploring a place, you guys are welcome to stay. Just so you know.
No, it's
Never
fine.
never let it feel like I'm trying to force you out of a place that you don't want to go yet. Unless you just keep
Yeah, we were in
searching
there
and
for a while.
finding nothing.
I just want to have a crack at that flame skull.
Again, it never
Yeah,
dies.
what do you say? What do you say, Grum? After all this, when we're like level 10 or whatever, we go back to the cave and just like beat that flame skull around.
Well, we're not done with the cave at all. Like,
I
the
like how
forest
you
is
think
still
you'll
there.
all be alive when you make it to level 10. That is optimism.
No, really, Grum needs to like take a trip back towards like heading towards Cragmaw Cave so that he can go back and like refine those bear tracks. He's trying to get himself an audience with his horde, yo. But rather than finding them, he's going to allow them to find him.
Just remember, Grum has been given a task. If he
True.
chooses to accept it.
Oh, I know. Grum isn't denying or refusing any tasks.
He's just completing them in the order that he wants to.
Right.
There is no specified order in which things have to be done
Yes.
that we know
It
about.
just kind of, it just, not Darren, what's her name? Not Darren, Gwen. What
Gwen?
Gwen said about manpower being the resource. It's like, okay, my ancestors have forgiven me. My cousin has forgiven me. I'm in the process forgiving myself. Fuck everybody else. Hey, yo, the horde is got some manpower. Now it's time for me to go back face the past and be like, look, motherfuckers, it's time for you to do what I say.
You could always try.
Try. Always try.
You could always try.
Yeah, part of
That's
Fram's
never
journey is
code
having to
for
rebuild
anything.
those familial bonds with his.
Familial bonds with who?
With his tribe. Like he was gone for 14 years, given this task. He shows back up in his tribe, and they're like, "Holy shit!" And he's like, "Holy crap! It's only been like 2 weeks since I've been gone." So
Since you've been gone.
I had the thought
Alright,
too.
oh, good night, everyone.
Good night, guys.
Good
Good night, bro.
I'm going to call you Tobin for a good long while. So just be
That's
warned.
fine.
Same.
Same.
That's fine. You just call me Not Tobin. You'd be like, "Hey, Not Tobin, get over here."
No, it's just Tobin now, man. It's too ingrained.
I'm gonna wake up from a long rest, and you guys are gonna be waiting outside my tent with like a 7-foot bunny suit for me to put on.
It is a fury.
Don't put it past us.
Things just took a whole left-hand turn.
Mm-hmm.
However this flows, it flows.
It's great.
I appreciate all of you guys. Sleep well. You're
You
free
too.
to investigate around the countryside next week.
All right. I'm good, guys. I'll talk to you
Or you
later.
can always figure out why the town is put back in good repair after certainly watching it burn down.
Right.
Right.
Can't wait to see this.
Yep.
I appreciate
Seriously.
you guys. Have a good night.
All right.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Ooh.